And we're live. Hey guys, this is Wolfie, and today we got quite the things to get through. If we don't get through them, it's not going to be in the world, though. Before I get into that, though, if you guys end up liking the content and you're not subbed already, please hit that sub. It really helps me out a lot, and you become part of the family. That's awesome. And if you end up liking the live, please be sure to like it as well, because, again, it supports the channel as well. So, all right, let's get right into it. There's a lot of injury news with the 49ers that we're going to jump into. Jimmy Garoppolo may have a couple things to help the 49ers against them this weekend. And then we're going to jump into the Kyle Shanahan interviews, Hufanga interviews. Then Travis Kelce talks about his lack of targets. Steelers, we're going to talk about them. They're in the news. Aaron Rodgers and that Robert Saleh awkward interaction on Thursday Night Football. And then Bengals cornerback says they have a nice college offense over there in Washington, which I think is kind of mean thing to say, considering, like he's a rookie. So, of course, they're going to run easy things for him. So, Tyler Elton, the coolest Chiefs fan in the world. Welcome to the stream, buddy. Welcome to the stream. All right. Hope your day is good. Hope it's great. Hope you're excited for the weekend. I hope you're off for the weekend. That'd be great, right? All right. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. And I'm going to go ahead and bring up Adam Schefter and the injury report for the Rams and 49ers game that's coming up. Let me go ahead and bring that up. And I'll actually remember to do that. Oh, I remember to do that. Let's go. All right. Injury report for Sunday's 49ers game as of right now. There could be some game time decisions, I'm sure, when it comes to some of these questionable ones. So let's go ahead and get right into it. For the Rams, they currently have their backup tight end, Dennis Allen. He is out. Their kicker, Cardi, is that his name? Playboy Cardi. He's questionable. And then Cooper Kupp, he is out. So they pretty much don't have any offensive weapons officially. Kobe Durant, I still can't get over that name, like Kobe Bryant and Kevin Durant. I know he probably gets that a lot, but that's a really funny name to have, actually, believe it or not. He's questionable, but he did not participate in practice on Wednesday, but he was limited. If he was limited, he might not play. Well, no, it's Thursday and today he was limited, so he might actually play that corner. But if Joshua Cardi was limited today on Friday, but he did not participate before, Let's got a couple. I'll be honest with you, I keep thinking of him, Travis Kelce, big games like week 7 or something. Like trying to preserve him not passing the ball. I'm writing down my thoughts on paper. You should, man. Hey. You're trying to, if I remember correctly, you want to start a channel. Smart. That's smart. Writing things down is smart. Taking notes for sure. I'm never against that. I got notes too, so I'm never against taking notes. Sometimes there's things that are obvious, but then you end up forgetting it later. So it's always good to write down notes for anything, even if it's an obvious note. So, Moon Man, that could be a funny name or that's a cool name. One of the two. Play Action Sunday. Let's go. I know the 49ers currently right now against the Vikings only ran 3 play action passes. They got to up their game when it comes to the play action. I totally agree. But against the Rams, though, I guess you could do it against the Rams. They don't exactly have a good defense right now because they're constantly hurt. But let's go ahead and jump more into this injuries real quick, and I'll get you guys' comments. Kevin Durant is going to be questionable. If he was limited these past 2 days, he might actually play. Kevin Dotson, he was limited on Thursday, but he played in full the next 2 days, so he's going to play. Bobby Brown III, he was limited. I didn't know Bobby Brown was hurt. I got the whole list of all their injuries here. That is a new injury I've seen. But limited. He must have got hurt in practice because it would be right here on Wednesday. It would say that he was limited or whatever, or did not participate. So this must be a new injury for Bobby Brown. He's limited. He's probably going to play, though, if he's limited. And there's no DMPs or anything on here. Tre'Davious White, he did not participate in practice. Jesus. What's NIR rest? What's that? What is IR rest? What does that mean? Not injury related or resting veteran. Okay. All right. I never heard of that acronym before. So Travis Kelce is getting old. I don't see he gets healthy. I don't see he gets hurt. Kansas City signed Kareem Hunt to the practice squad. Nice, man. Nice. You guys need that running back to Checo out until you get that. But I don't see, like, you're still seeing Travis Kelce out there running routes, making plays, and still catching balls. So that still doesn't make any sense. But we'll go ahead and break down what Travis Kelce has to say, and then you take his word for it, or if he's just feeding you word salad, one of the two. We'll find out. San Francisco 49ers, the big one. George Kittle is doubtful. He's not going to play. Let's be real. He didn't participate in Thursday. He didn't participate on Friday. He's not playing. Let's just expect him to not play. If he plays, I would be shocked. But, it's not like a gotcha if he ends up playing, because quite literally the signs of not practicing on Thursday or Friday and being doubtful, he's not playing. Let's be real. They're going to let the Rams know 90 minutes before the game that, hey, he's not playing. Just same thing with CMC. They're doing the same exact thing. Kittle's out. Ward did not practice on Thursday, but he was limited on Friday, so that makes him questionable. I think we'll be just fine without him. No offense. Just because they have no weapons really for offense. So if there's a week to go without Charvarius Ward, this would be the week. Nick Bosa had that rib injury that came out of nowhere that people just like. I think it was like the day I went live, and like right after I watched at the end of my live, I noticed it, but I didn't think it was a big deal. But a lot of people brought it up. He participated just fine in practice, but it didn't happen until Thursday, and limited. Honestly, I would probably rest Nick Bosa if I was the 49ers, just because the team that we're playing against is so decimated that you have an opportunity to rest guys who are feeling any kind of pain. This is a good opportunity for that. And a lot of fans may not like that, but it's the beginning of the year, and we can't afford to increase these injuries that are occurring on our Avengers, as you guys call it. Not to mention there's players out there that are rusty that needs to see more targets, such as Ayuk. And I know Trent Williams doesn't affect Trent Williams, anybody getting hurt here, but for Ayuk, though, it's a big one because that makes him the main target. It makes the Brock Purdy and Ayuk show on Sunday. So I'm not against – if all these players are hurt, we know that Hufanga's coming back. Hufanga's fine. He's full go. D. Winters, full go, but D. Winters will probably be a healthy scratch. Hufanga will probably get out there and give a couple reps. This is the game to not only get right, but to get right healthy, to knock off rust. This is the game. The Rams know it. They have 11 players on IR. They have 4 players that are questionable, and then we got 2 of them are out, Kupp and Allen. Then they got the tight end, their starting tight end Higbee out. This is the game to do all those things, to just rest and prepare for the rookie, like the depth pieces to actually get starting reps. That would be cool to see. So that way later on in the year, they have some experience. I feel like a lot of fans will disagree with me, but I think it's smart to just rest these guys that need to rest and not risk these injuries if they are feeling any kind of pain. It's way too soon to risk anything like that. There's 17 games in the season. The Rams, it's almost like the Rams are resting their players while the 49ers are resting their players. It's almost treat it like that. It's like the depth team of the Rams versus maybe like the depth team in like half of their starters. So I'm not against that because even with these players out, the 49ers are still a better team. So I'm all for it. Let's go. Isaiah Pacheco, Hollywood Brown, IR. Yep, they are. Damn, lost players got. Yep, the Rams are decimated. They're absolutely destroyed. They're absolutely fucked up. The Rams are not going to the playoffs with the team that they currently have. I mean, it will be a bloody miracle for the Rams to make the playoffs at this point. They're way too decimated, and Matthew Stafford would have to have the biggest backpack I've ever seen in my entire life. McVay would have to have the craziest schemes for weeks on end without all these players. So, the Rams are screwed. The Rams are the 2020 49ers. They're screwed. they're screwed. So, all right, so let's go ahead and leave the injury report behind, and then we'll go ahead and look at Jimmy Garoppolo and what he had to say about the 49ers. Not Jimmy Garoppolo, but McVay said that Jimmy Garoppolo can bring to the game plan. I have not read it yet, so we're going to read this together and find out together exactly what is it that Jimmy Garoppolo can bring to this game. So let's find out. All right, Jimmy Garoppolo, Rams OC, shares how Jimmy G's 49ers knowledge could help LA. All right. I'm going to drink some water. All right. Probably, so this is LaFleur, who is the offensive coordinator. Is it defensive coordinator? Offensive coordinator, obviously. Jimmy G is a bust. Yeah, he's done. He's done. Yeah, he's been a bust. I never liked him, but I always thought he was ass. Even the 5-game stretch that he had in 2017 when we got him after Halloween and he played for those 5 games, and he played really good. He played dominantly. I know why the 49ers paid him, because he played that well with very little knowledge of the playbook. However, I still don't think it's kind of the same thing with Jordan Love. I don't think that half a season or 5 games is enough to give somebody a contract. It's not enough. There's so many variables that happen. So it's like, what happens if the quarterback figures something out, right? But then the defensive coordinators figure it out. It's just too soon to give to crown Jimmy Garoppolo, I thought at the time. But I'm getting off track here. Probably more so between Jimmy and Matthew, maybe even just in the locker room in general. I don't know. What the fuck does he mean? Speaking to reporters on Thursday ahead of the Week 3 divisional showdown at SoFi Stadium, LaFleur was asked how having an ex-49ers quarterback will be helpful. Probably more so between Jimmy and Matthew, maybe even just in the locker room in general. So it's really just helping out like the nuances of like Matthew Stafford. So probably that seems to me that they're not actually asking Jimmy Garoppolo, hey, come up to the meeting and break down everything the San Francisco 49ers. That's what I get from that line, because it says probably more so between Jimmy and Matthew. That means it's conversation between them and what they're going to do. John Love is better than Jimmy G. Oh, yeah. I'll give you that. But I'm not going to sit here. If you're going to defend Jordan Love, this is not the place to go, because he is overpaid for half a season. So this is not the channel if you want to defend Jordan Love. I don't believe in paying. I think you need to have actually a full season of starting, not just starting, but being dominant. You know, before you're like, it's almost if I was like, I would have been upset if Brock Purdy got a contract after he just came in on his rookie year. That's like paying him for that. Oh, I'm going to give you the most money in the league, Brock Purdy, right after that first season of your rookie. It just doesn't make any sense. I'm totally against it. I don't think Jordan Love's that good. I think he's overrated. And then what's really bad is, it's kind of sad. It's going to help my case a little bit. At the same time, it's not. He's playing hurt. So he's probably going to play this weekend, but he's going to play with a high ankle sprain. And a lot of people think that's unbelievable. Some are saying he shouldn't do that because he's going to risk his injury. Is going to get worse. It's going to make him look bad, and it's going to make people like me be able to say, like, see, I told you, and I think that's dumb. I don't know why they're putting him out there. I understand that the season's on the line, because if he's actually gone for multiple weeks, they'd be down by, like, I don't know how many wins. Then again, Malik Willis got some wins. The whole situation's weird. Anytime, look, I grew up with my family are Packers fan. My dad and aunt are Denver Broncos fans. Oh, shit. So you probably hear the love of Jordan Love 24/7. Anytime you got a little more information when you've been in the locker room and had the success that Jimmy has had in the locker room, I'm sure there are a few things that I'm not getting told and things like that. But just having Jimmy back right now has been great in its benefit. So they're not really – doesn't sound I'm sure there are a few things that I'm not getting told and things like that. That's a weird one. That's weird. Being told him things like that. Yeah, so they're not even taking his shit seriously. Yeah. So he's just helping out Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo is just helping out Matthew Stafford with like nuanced things, but obviously they're not making any game plan based on what he's saying. So that's good, because I don't think that's smart. I really don't think that's smart. So I'm all for it. Look, Patrick Mahomes, Same thing like Jordan Love. He's got her. Yeah, but Jordan Love's not Patrick Mahomes. Like, not even close to Patrick Mahomes. You can't compare because I have never seen a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes play on one leg in the Super Bowl and be dominant. I've never seen a quarterback get his ass like beat in the playoffs and then come back to win the game. Jordan Love is not Patrick Mahomes. Like, what Patrick Mahomes does is incredible. I respect it a lot. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time already. And he's done things that not normal quarterbacks, even elite quarterbacks, could never do. So, and also it really depends upon his high ankle sprain. Can he handle it? Is he able to get through it? Can he throw the ball off platform? Because that's what's going to happen. And I know Patrick Mahomes can throw the ball off platform. I know he can do that. So even if his leg injury, I know he can throw the ball. But can Jordan Love throw the ball off platform? Can he do it with one leg? We'll see. But I don't think so. I don't think he's that good. All right. So we just went through that right there. So we got past that. There was nothing we learned from that. Like, absolutely nothing at all. Not one thing. Just that Jimmy Garoppolo was just talking to Matthew Stafford about a couple things, and that's it, which is weird because the 49ers are going to do things differently, especially when Jimmy Garoppolo wasn't there in like 2 years. So there's very little he can really tell Matthew Stafford. So, yeah, I'm all for that. All right. So before we get to the NFL stuff, around the NFL stuff, let's go ahead and jump into the Kyle Shanahan interview presser. He's going to tell us about the injuries with like Kittle and what's his name, Nick Bosa and all that. But there might be some other things we don't know. It sucks. Mahomes is the best QB. He is the best QB. I cannot deny that. Yeah, Jordan Love's overpaid. I told my family he sucks. Yeah. He is better than Jimmy G, though. You're 100% right about that. I would much rather have Jordan Love than Jimmy G. God, okay. So before we start watching this, I want to talk about Jimmy G Garoppolo because he does have a really awesome trait that not a lot of quarterbacks have, and that is a really fast release. But the dude is a statue at age 20-something years old. The dude is like made of glass, like Tua's made of glass, except for not his head, his ankles. Like, bro breaks everything, tears everything. He's made of glass. But not to mention he can't throw the deep ball. Brock Purdy can at least throw the deep ball accurately compared to freaking Jimmy Garoppolo, who, oh my God, in that Super Bowl where he overthrew Emmanuel Sanders. Oh my God, it just flashed through my head. God, that's like my worst. That is honestly, I'm going to like when I hit 10,000 subscribers and I have to watch the Super Bowl highlights because I keep telling people that if I have 10K subscribers, I'll watch the Super Bowl highlights. The moment I see that pass, I don't know why. It's almost like a memory of someone backstabbing me. I just can't get over something like that. It was like, if it was just a little bit closer to him, I could see that, but it was so far off. It was so bad. It was such a bad throw, dude. Oh, yeah. You just go to the Miami Dolphins. Okay, so Jimmy Garoppolo is like a top-tier backup. I'll give you that. So probably have him go to the Dolphins for sure, especially since Mike McDaniel has worked with Jimmy Garoppolo. That's actually a very good idea, Tyler. No doubt. That's a good idea. I didn't think about that. Good shit, man. Yeah, I think that'd be smart. I think the Dolphins need to pick up a backup quarterback because Skylar Thompson, man, no offense, is not it, dude. He's not it. It's not it. He's not the guy. He's not the backup. He can't do it. He looks terrible. Okay. I remember when Brock Purdy was in his rookie year, and then Tua got hurt, I believe, and I think it was a playoff game for the Dolphins, and then Skylar Thompson had to come in and play for him. Everyone's like, "Oh, Brock Purdy is playing great right now. These first few games, maybe Skylar Thompson can do it." Nah, dude, they got destroyed. I can't remember the score. It was like It was a huge blowout. They got blown out hard. Pause. Water. All right. So let's go ahead and jump into the interview with Kyle Shanahan and see what he has to say. Hopefully it's educational. All right. I'll leave you guys to it, and then I'm going to share the screen. Share the screen.
Travis Ward, questionable. Nick Bosa, questionable. Go ahead. Game, Debo will be out. Kittle will be doubtful. Travis Ward, questionable. Nick Bosa, questionable. Go ahead.
Can you shed some light on the severity of Kittle's hamstring and when it happened?
Him and Charvarius, they were sore after practice, like a number of guys are. They came in Thursday morning and were still sore, and it was still today with Kittle. So that's the severity of it.
What about Bosa? What happened there?
I think it was rib. Hurt his rib in practice. Yeah.
Well, he heard it in practice. You heard it in practice.
That was yesterday's practice. That one happened.
Yes.
Now, based on what you've seen from Jacob Cowling.
I don't mean to stop the video because I know people hate that, but I just want to say there was a lot of people that was concerned that Nick Bosa hurt himself because he did hurt himself in the game against the Vikings, but he came out just fine. Kyle Shanahan said there's no injuries, but it turns out there was injuries. Like when they came back, like, hey man, actually, you know what, Kyle, I'm feeling kind of painful. A few players apparently were hurt, Debo, Kittle, etc. But Bosa practice, it wasn't because of the game. Hugh. So.
Do you think he's ready for a bigger role?
Possibly. He's got more opportunities with guys down, but he'll be in the rotation there. But possibly he gets better and better each week, and still looking to,
Now, based on what you've seen from Jacob Cowling,
do
you think he's ready for a bigger role?
Possibly. He's got more opportunities with guys down, but he'll be in the rotation there. But possibly he gets better and better each week, and still looking to see where he can fill in.
Kittle potentially out. What have you thought of Saubert's play so far?
I thought he's done a hell of a job. He stepped in well. Kittle was cramping most of the game, so he had to do a lot throughout the Minnesota game. He's been real consistent since he's been here. If he's got to do it all, he's up for the challenge, and he's shown he can help us in the passing and the run game.
All right.
What intrigued you about him when you acquired him in the first place? What did you like about him?
Just the all-around player he is. I mean, Charlie and Dwelly had been here for a while. Real solid, good players for us. Special teams, running the ball. They both have made a bunch of big-time catches, and thought Eric was a similar player. He's done real well in special teams. He's blocked very well, and every time his number is called, he usually makes a play.
Well, when you play for Hufanga.
Go ahead.
When you've got back-to-back artificial turf games, I know you don't want to be all worried about them, but you almost have to treat that set a little differently in the middle of the season?
Not really. I mean, each turf field's different, so you don't compare them all the same. Some can be a lot worse than others, but
that's for sure.
You look more into things when you have a short week, stuff like that, when you have a lot of guys down, and you got to be careful about when you practice just because of the numbers you have out there. But back-to-back turf games never comes in my mind.
What's the plan for Talanoa? Will he have a snap count limit, or are you just going to full go?
We'll play it out as it goes. He's prepared for the game, and we'll keep an eye on him throughout it and see each series how it works out.
You will start?
Not sure yet.
When will you do?
Pre-game during the national anthem.
How many times have you asked Nick Bosa for book recommendations?
Not many. My wife follows him on whatever one of those things is, probably Instagram. And she was telling me all summer how he was reading books and stuff. And I decided one day I needed to read one. So
Kyle Shanahan's wife follows Nick Bosa on Instagram. Look, I follow all 49ers players, okay? I follow all of them. I'm a 49ers fan. It's like my whole thing. So, like, I hope you know where I'm coming from when I say this, but Nick Bosa practically posts thirst traps like on the reg. Okay. He's constantly posting shit of his abs. He's constantly posting shit of his body. I'm not trying to start anything. Okay. I'm just saying I don't think she's just looking at his Instagram, because he's got good books. I don't think that's the case.
Text him and ask him which one he recommended since he'd been on top of all of them and gave me some good advice. I don't remember the name of it, but it was an audiobook. I get most of my reading done listening on car rides in and car rides home.
All right. This is not football related. It's just related to what he said, and you guys can agree or disagree with me on this. But I don't think listening to audiobooks is the same as reading books. I know that may rub people the wrong way, but I feel like when you're reading the books, you are putting the effort in. You're building the world. You're reading it. You're taking it in. You're putting in the work, while audio, you're just kind of, I don't know. I could be tripping, but that's just my opinion. I love to read, but maybe it's because I like to actually read the book and I feel like they're cheating. So I feel like they're cheating. Like, maybe that's what it is, how I'm feeling about it. But I definitely don't feel the same about audiobooks when it comes to actually reading the book.
A couple more guys. What kind of relationship do you have with McVay? Are you guys friends? Are you rivals? And will you talk to him on the field before the game? What kind of dialogue do you guys got?
No doubt.
Yeah, I love Sean. Sean's an awesome dude. I don't talk to really anybody before games. And I come out there late. We knock out our pregame, then I go back in and get ready for our game. So it's not really much of a social event for me before games. But Sean and I, we were friends back in the day, and I usually get to see him at owners' meetings where that's where we'll hang out the most, lunch, have drinks together, stuff like that. But, when it comes to friends and stuff, it's, we work a lot, both of us. We both have families. So there's people you're friends with your whole life, but it's not like we're texting and hanging out throughout the season together, which would probably go the case with all my friends.
How well do you know Chris Shula?
I don't know Chris. I know he's been there for a while. So he's been a part of this rivalry throughout it all the different coordinator changes and everything like that. And I know a lot of guys who do know him well, got a lot of respect for him, and he's doing a good job so far. I'm sure he'll do a hell of a job throughout this year. I mean, they know each other real well. But, just with him, he's called 2 games, so I don't think he has tendencies yet. But those are the stuff you like to work out and find out throughout the year. Lots of tape that we watch. It's the same scheme, but, everything but 2 games we're watching is Raheem from the last couple of years. It was Staley before that. So the schemes are all the same, but those tendencies and the personality you usually kind of figure out as the season goes.
Anything valuable at all from Jimmy Garoppolo, or is that stuff overblown?
I think it's way overblown. I mean, a little bit more from Michael Fleur.
I don't know why, but I took that as a slight. Oh, it's way overblown. That dude was shit. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He could tell him anything. There'd be an advantage for us. That started last year though. But no, not that much. Yeah. It was 2 years ago.
All right, thanks, guys.
It was 2 years ago, man, that he was on this team. So, yeah, I totally agree. It's overblown. There's nothing he can really give you, I guess. But then again, Kyle would change. They change their offenses like every year, because if it was the same scheme and same offense, same thing every single year, then they would get figured out and the 49ers would never win games. So it's 2 years ago. Things have changed. 2 years ago, they're using Debo a lot more specific runs like that. And I think they run a different offense, and the proof is in the pudding because they are running less play action. I think against the Vikings, they tied for the least amount of play action Kyle Shanahan's ever run with the 49ers. So this offense is different. There might be small things that Jimmy Garoppolo can say, but there's no difference than any other player going to a rival team and giving information. There's only so much you could tell them that hasn't changed. So there's a couple comments from Tyler. Appreciate you, brother. Is season going to be hard for you on your team? That depends on when. I won't panic. These are the games I'll panic. I'll start to panic or feel some sort of concern if we lose to the Rams, who are decimated. If we lose to the Patriots, Cardinals are a lot better this year. So if we're hurt and we lose to the Cardinals, and I do believe the Cardinals are a lot better this year, I wouldn't freak out about that. But the games, I would be concerned if we had these injuries and and the curse is still going when we face you guys, when we face the Chiefs, and if we don't have Christian McCaffrey back, Kittle, Debo, all those people healthy or anything like that, I would be concerned. And it's not because I don't think Brock Purdy can't win games. It's just that I would like to have our team be fully at full power. You know what I mean? Especially towards that half of the season. That's what I want. So players taking rests against teams that are currently injured, you could take advantage of that and give these players a break, especially during a 17 game season, you know, and the preseason there's not much of a preseason for these players either. So it's almost like this is preseason, if that makes any sense at all. So, all right, so that's Kyle. I think FB are going to change the 2 bye weeks into 2 game, not 4 games in preseason. Yeah, that's what that's the rumor right now. That's what's going to happen. Joe Burrow is the one that came up. I guess he wasn't the one that came up with the idea, but he's the one that really kind of crescendoed it, kind of made it a lot more vocal, which was there needs to be another bye week. And I totally 100% agree with that, because if you have 18 games in little preseason, Jesus, dude, there's no one's going to make it. Next thing you know, it's going to be 20 games with only 1 bye. So I like the idea that Joe Burrow had. I can't remember everything about Joe Burrow's ideas, but I absolutely love what he had to say about it. And I totally agree. There needs to be a bye week towards the end, and the All-Star weekend could be within that bye week. So I like his idea. They should adopt it. They should adopt Joe Burrow's idea. That's what they do. That's what they should do. All right, so let's go ahead and watch the Talanoa Hufanga video interview yesterday. First time back, first game back. I would like to hear from him. I have not watched this yet. We were going to watch it yesterday, but we had such an awesome time in the live. We talked for like 30 minutes, getting all sidetracked. So let's go ahead and take advantage of the situation now and play this video. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. Talanoa Hufanga. Beast. God, I hope he's the same player. I so hope he's the same player.
What? It was a special moment for a minute. We'll set this up in the future. I'm not leaving. I think it's a good thing. I'm not leaving. Security. What? Whoa! Come on, Purdy. He nervous. Rico. Stig. Yamador. How you doing? Say it one more time. Okay. So, let's get it.
Well, how exciting is it to be back out here after a long-awaited, moment to get here?
Definitely. I'm just super excited, super blessed. First and foremost, just all praise to God, just getting me back on the field, and got great teammates, support, and great staff that's really helped me through a lot of this process. For sure, I've been here the whole time. Usually, I like to go down to San Diego and be with Troy, but this was a different time period for myself, and so being back with some great people, it's been amazing.
Nick Sorensen was saying that
it really was around a lot.
Chevy Equinox EV starting at $34,000.
through mental reps when you don't play for a long time, you can really take it seriously. Do you think that you've become a better player even while not playing all this time because you've been so mentally into it?
Definitely. It's crazy because a part of this process is the volume aspect. You can never put too much volume early on, so there's not a lot of running aspect to it. So a lot of it was just me watching film. And so I pride myself on watching film already, but on top of that, I watched hours and hours of film and really just correct.
If he's watching hours and hours upon film and he's been hurt this entire time, I expect his instincts to be on fire. Is he the same player, though, speed-wise? We'll see. But if he's been watching nothing but film, and God, he's got to be a better player then, right?
My mistakes. I think Troy really set it up for me, and my coaches, specifically DB. He's like, go and pinpoint everything. And I went back and watched all of my good plays, bad plays, mediocre plays, and really just detailed out everything because there's so much more to learn. There's so much more being a sponge and just absorbing all this knowledge that they have. And so it's been good.
Okay. That's what I like to hear as a 49ers fan. Yes, it's not like, oh, it's just getting my body right, making sure I recover, watch some film here. No, he was like, I'm doing this. I went to oh my God, that got me hyped, dude. I'm stoked. I'm stoked.
The Head and Shoulders is not in the works because I'm a Bath and Body Works guy, and so Bath and Body Works, shout out to them. So it's good.
That's funny.
Your teammate is over there. They were sitting here earlier. Can you talk to us about the closest of the DB room and what that's meant to you all this time?
Well, for me, as much as I'm quiet, I love to be out there with the guys, and I really truly miss that in this opportunity. Like being training camp it's a different schedule for me because everybody's out there practicing, and I'm off to the side doing my rehab in the weight room, lifting, doing something different, and so I missed out on a lot of those things, and so just being back with the guys is a lot of just being the juice, being the energy, and being a funny guy to lean on and have a good conversation because it's more than just football in this locker room. And I think that's what separates us from a lot of places, just so we can go out there and play, trust each other, and have fun at the end of the day.
What were some of the lessons John Lynch shared with you when you were watching training camp practices?
Well, it's crazy because I remember talking to him last year, and this is before I got hurt.
Yeah.
And a lot of it was my eyes. Like, how can we detail out my eyes and the way that I play? Because he believes in me. He gives me the ability to go out there and play instinctually. And so a lot of it was like, what are we seeing with my eyes when we're back there watching together?
I'm going to do mods when the chat becomes a lot more, uncontrollable and stuff. Then I'll start having mods and stuff. But I have no problem making you a mod at some point for sure. But same thing I told Samuel and Milwaukee. I think it was Milwaukee or Samuel. Someone wanted to be a mod too, but I'm not doing mods until later on we grow more. But I respect it. I appreciate that, man. And again, I will have mods at one point, just not right now.
Because a lot of you guys probably saw me out there. I'm standing next to them, just asking them, like, where are your eyes at on this play? What's this play? What are we doing? And how would you attack it?
That's love, right?
Offensive. And I got to go watch some with Kyle because Kyle even brought me into that. Because I even went back and watched practice back right next to him and seeing what they're trying to attack.
Milwaukee!
So those are the things that
welcome back, man.
Learn and try to put it into our game and make our defense the best in the world.
Some of the silver linings maybe that has happened is that being able to go back through your film with a fine-tooth comb.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, it's actually funny because I look back to my second year, Pro Bowl, All Pro, but to me it was like it was really mediocre in a sense, and I really like to look at it that way, and I got to criticize myself to that standard, and so. For myself, I got to be better for this team. I got to be more communicative to everyone. And if I can make a play for Tig, if I can make a play for Demo, guys that are sitting in my locker, like, I'll do it. And so I need to put them in the best position to do that. And so that relies on me.
God, you can feel it, you can hear it, you can see the passion and I'm seriously saying these things. It doesn't feel like word salad. It doesn't feel like interview bullshit. Truly, you could tell that he's telling us something like, hey, I'm fucking ready, man. I did the research. I did everything I could. He's like, I'm ready to be with the boys, show them a good time, be Larhead. I'm so excited I hope he's better. I hope he's the same speed. I know he wasn't already fast. I hope he hasn't lost a step. I hope he has not. I hope
mediocre.
He's going to take a step back, though. I think until it's kind of like Ayuk. He hasn't played in a while, so he needs to get feet under him. It's kind of like what Kyle Shanahan says. Kyle Shanahan says he's going to play it out with him, so we'll see how that works out. And I totally agree with that plan. Just play it out. If he doesn't do well and he looks like he needs more time, take him out of the game. If he's costing us the game, take him out. So just play it out, get a feel of what he's doing. And I respect that 100%. That is the right way to do it. Don't just be like, okay, he's a starter, he's going to do this, and this is how it goes. So, yeah.
On the consistency basis from play to play?
It's just even the plays that I have made, it's like, how can I be better on those? Why did it take me 3 times to see the same play? And it happens in the league, across the league. I'm not saying I'm the only person, but I like to hold myself to that standard. If I've seen the play twice already, why did it take me the 3rd time to make it? And so, you really see it when you go back and look, and it's a copycat league. That the things that we got beat on in the first 2 games, we're going to see it against the Rams, and things like that. And so that's part of us learning and growing and coming together as a defense to be the best we can.
Well, I got some comments. I'm sorry, Strawberry. Yesterday I was negative. I actually like Strawberry's takes. I feel so bad. Don't worry about it, man. He'll get over it. You know, and when he wants to come back, he'll come back. I like Strawberry too. But if he's going to let that kind of little bit of pushback affect him like that, I'm sorry. But that's on him. Because it's not like you insulted him. You didn't call him a piece of shit or anything. You just said, hey, why are you being like that? Or something like that. I don't remember the exact thing you said. Yeah, you shouldn't have said that because like we were just having a good we were just having a debate. We were just having a disagreement, which we are allowed to do. We're allowed to have some disagreements here. It's when the thing you need to worry about with Milwaukee is if it gets personal. So like if he calls me a piece of shit, if I call him a piece of shit, or like if it's something like that, then I totally respect if you want to intervene and be like, what the fuck, dude? Why are you being like that? But if they're just disagreeing with me and we're not agreeing or anything like that, and you know, and he goes, I'm sorry, I'm just not gonna agree with you, that's fine. That's just how that is. I that's what I want. So yeah, if he doesn't want to come back, I that sucks because I do like Strawberry a lot. I think he brings in a lot of facts. He's a cool dude. He brings in things I have not heard yet, which adds to my arsenal of conversation. So I do appreciate him a lot. But if he wants to, if it hurt him that bad and it bothers him that bad, I also respect that and I wish him the best. But don't feel bad about that or sad or linger on it. Like, yeah, you're good, man. You're good. Did they cut Gibson? I don't think do we have anybody named Gibson? I don't think we have anybody named Gibson on our team. I like these players like Mahomes and Brock Purdy and more humble. Yeah, Brock is actually okay. If you want to hate Brock Purdy because of the hype or whatever that 49ers give around him, I understand that because I don't like the hype that Eagles fans give to Jalen Hurts, etc. But if you want to bag on Brock Purdy because he looks like he dressed from Kohl's, you know what I mean? That's kind of dumb. He's actually a very nice guy outside of football. He's very humble. He's exactly Patrick Mahomes in the way that he's a good leader. Patrick Mahomes never puts his team under the bus. Even when he could have threw his O-line under the bus in the Super Bowl, he didn't do it. He's a good leader. So is Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy will never put his team under the bus ever. I will be shocked the day that I hear a selfish response from him in an interview. Like, that would be the most wild thing ever. So, yeah. Brock is the definition of humble is what Milwaukee is. Yes, I agree 110%. 110%. You guys got good takes.
As you're going through the process, is this about when you thought you'd be back, or do you just take it week by week and let your body and the doctors tell you?
If I'm being truthful with you,
yeah,
I took it hour by hour.
Yeah,
because it changes every day.
Yeah.
And that's something I learned. And early on, my daughter was walking before I was, and so that puts it in perspective of how humble you gotta humble yourself in that sense. And truly, I mean that by the bottom of my heart. Like I took it hour.
Hey everyone! So the team decided.
No ads.
And I'm here. I'm excited, and hopefully my number's called, and I'm ready to go.
Yeah, Brock loves Arizona.
Have to go through that.
Yeah, I know, Tyler. I know you're from Arizona.
Mentally, to have to go through
He's a good guy.
Can you kind of explain or like paint a picture for the mental progression that you had to go through dealing with the injury?
Well, honestly, for me, the mental aspect was actually never it was never an issue. It was really just the physical aspect. Like I just couldn't do much. For me, it was an opportunity to be around my family. It was an opportunity to dive into the playbook, dive into the film room. And so, like, I never really looked at it as like a bad process to go through. Like, everybody's been through something. And I think this was just my story and my process. And so when I look at it, there's so many positives from it versus negatives. And I think a lot of people can get caught in the negatives, and it will affect your healing for sure. So for me, I had to stay bright. Just bring the juice when I was around my guys, and so I'm just really happy to be back. So
prior to this week, did you have a chance to do any scout team stuff to kind of work back into it?
Oh, definitely. I even got some reps against George early on, and so for me, those were like things that I needed to see. Like, how can I be better against this? And BA running across the field flying like he does. Like, how can I be better against this? And I think it just prepped me. It's getting me right. It's getting me ready for this. And whatever they do come Sunday, like I'll be ready.
So what was it like going against?
How do you enjoy your preparing for your communication to be on point this week?
Definitely, just being out there with him. Like we talk about it first off in the film room, and then like how can we go out there and show different things? You know, a lot of times you can get stuck just being stagnant. And for me, I just got to be, because that's one of my issues too. Like, how can we just show something, do something different? And if we're just gonna play the call, we're gonna play it straight and win the down. So.
Day before Sunday's game, it's SC Michigan. You got a thought or two?
We're gonna win.
South Carolina is going to tear apart Michigan. Go.
Easy. You hear that, Tracy?
Well, he's going to do predictable picks in a second, so I'm going to hear it again.
All right, so that's that interview with Talanoa Hufanga. I absolutely love that. That was actually a refresher, right? He kind of gave me a lot of confidence in him on against the Rams, especially with their decimated team. I love that. Papa J in the house. Welcome, man. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Good to see you. You're at the tail end of the show, but you made it. OG stats. OG. I need a reward for like if someone shows like 10 days straight, they get like a free McFlurry or something. You know what I mean? I appreciate you, brother. Good to see you. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Hope you're doing good. Hope your recovery's fine. Hope life is great. All right, so we're officially done with everything when it comes to the 49ers. We watched Kyle's presser. I liked it. I had no problem with it. The injuries are sad a little bit. Nick Bosa hurt himself in practice. So thank God it wasn't the injury that he suffered against the Vikings. That's not a lingering injury, because that would be more concerning. If it's just a simple like rib injury and he's been limited in practice, I think he's going to play. But it's possible he's going to be like in limited snaps, which I'm not against, because, again, their offensive line is destroyed, and I would love to see some backup players get some starts. You know, I wouldn't mind seeing that. I wouldn't mind seeing more of Jacob Cowing. I wouldn't mind seeing more of not Leonard Floyd, but Gross Matos, Beal Jr., get him some reps and things like that. This is the perfect opportunity to just play these players, see what they can do, and have them get better, because like everyone said with Trey Lance, there's nothing better than live reps. Like if you get live reps, you can become significantly better. So this is a great opportunity for the depth pieces to get right and get prepared for further down the season, just in case players get hurt again, because that's what we're dealing with right now. This is a great opportunity. There's a blessing here. There's a blessing in disguise here. There really is. Yes, sir. Passing yards, 107 touchdowns, 300 yards in Perry High School for Brock Purdy. Whoa, 107 touchdowns. I've actually seen his I don't want to say his recruiting video. I think it was, there's a video I watched of him choosing a college, talking about his college. The dude looks exactly the same. Dude does not age at all. He looks exactly the same as he was in high school. Bro's the same dude. He's like, I don't want to say Bryce Young or anything like that. That's too short and too small. But you get what I'm saying when I say that. Like, he's just not aging. And I feel like if you put a backpack, I feel like if you put like just some basic ass teenager clothes with a backpack on him, he could totally blend in. That's what I think Brock Purdy can do. But that happens when you don't have a beard, and he doesn't have a beard. And when you don't have a beard, man, you're young as fuck. You're gonna look young. That's how it is. So, all right. So that is everything we talked about when it comes to the 49ers. Tomorrow, I'll go in more depth about the 49ers versus Rams. And then, of course, you please be there, because more Poggy would really appreciate it if you show up for the show before the weekend games, morning games, I should say. We're going to do predictions, a top 10. I've never done a top 10 for Power Rankings Live, so we'll do that. And then think of a couple other things as well. So be sure to be there for that. Poggy, he's a lot more chill than I am. For people who haven't seen this, who see this video later, he's a lot more chill of a guy than I am. But, you know, he's a lot more chill, but he could be a dick, I promise. Pop J, welcome to the stream. Luke Perry High School, best school in Arizona. I mean, if Brock Purdy went there, definitely deserves that title immediately. If it wasn't the best high school, you know, before Brock Purdy, it's definitely the best high school now. White don't crack. Do you know Brock Purdy, brother in college? Yes. What's his name? Cuba Purdy, something like that. He has like a weird name. I can't even think of the name. I can't remember. I think it's Chuba Purdy. But I like him. He's supposed to go to Nebraska, but then what's his name? The stud who's supposed to be like Patrick Mahomes is now the quarterback for the Cornhuskers. Who's the quarterback for was Chuba Purdy? Chubba Purdy. He is now the Nevada Wolfpack quarterback. Bro looks nothing like his brother. Looks nothing. I'm going to show you guys. That does not look like Brock Purdy. Do you guys see Brock Purdy in this photo? I'm going to show you guys. Is that his brother? That's supposed to be. That does not look like him. Am I tripping? That looks more like Zach Wilson or Bo Nix. That looks like Bo Nix and Zach Wilson fused into one. That does not look like Brock Purdy. What's his stats? How is his stats? Oh, he's 6'3". He's way taller. Oof. Eek. 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. QBR 74. That's not good. It's not good at all. What else has he got? 31 completions, 7 attempts. He had a great 2021 season. Oh, but he only threw 5 passes. Oh, he's not his brother. Bro is not his brother. Oof. Poor guy. Poor guy. CC Brothers played for Nevada. Did he? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Is that? Did he? Somebody cheated. Something. It's possible he has a different mom. It's possible. I got one friend who's Brock Purdy, has a good friend in real life. Oh shit, I'm jolly, dude. Tell him to bring me. Tell him to give me free tickets. Don't do that. I appreciate it. That's cool though. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I'm happy for you. That's cool. So you actually genuinely like Brock Purdy. That's cool. I like that. That's cool. It's very rare to find a non-Brock Purdy hater outside of the 49er fan base. It's very rare. Very rare. But then again, he's on one of the most second best teams in the NFL. So a lot of people are going to find reasons to hate on somebody because it's kind of like Cowboys. They've been dominant for so long. They're just going to hate on everything they do. I hate the Cowboys because we're rivals, so I have reasons for that. So. All right. I currently have 4 subjects to talk about for the next 8 minutes. And so we're going to zoom through these real quick. This one here is for Tyler in the chat. Travis Kelce sends clear message to Patrick Mahomes. Andy Reid after slow start with Chiefs. Okay. So before I read this, what does this title tell you? What does this headline tell you? It tells you that he's disgruntled, doesn't it? When I read this, it sounds like sends clear message to Patrick Mahomes. But if you read it, speaking with his brother Jason on Weekly Podcast, New Heights, 3-1 made it clear that he has no one to blame but himself for his poor stats in 2 games with the Chiefs. If I was just a headline reader and I read that, I would have think they're disgruntled and they have problems. See, that's the problem with media. If you're reading the headline, that's your problem. You need to read the article because this comes off as condescending and very it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. So I put that on me, said Kelce, who has only 4 catches for 39 yards through the first 2 weeks of the 2024 NFL season. I didn't play my best, and it spreads if you don't fix it. And I've got I've got to get that thing fixed. So there's clearly something, and he's acknowledging there is something that is holding him back. That's what I get from that. That he knows that he's got to play better, and there's something holding him back. That's what it sounds like to me. So hopefully he's okay, and it's possible what you said, Tyler, he could just be hurt. And that does kind of come in line with what he's saying here by saying I didn't play my best. And if it spreads, if you don't fix it, I've got to get that thing fixed. That does sound like a possible injury for sure. So, oh my God. I wish them nothing but the best, man. If they're happy and they're going to get married and they have a happiness. But yeah, I totally agree. She's on the TV screen a little bit too much. At first, I didn't mind it because I was like, she's making the NFL a shit ton of money by coming to these things. But they are milking the fuck out of it. If you want to catch the football, 1, it has to be the right play. 2, it has to be the right coverage. 3, and it has to be everybody doing their job up front on the back end in terms of running their routes. For whatever reason, for the past 2 games, hasn't gone that way for me. That's football. All right, man. So it has to be the right place. So that's so weird. And it has to be the right coverage. So that means he's saying I'm not getting open. And it has to be everybody's job up front on the back end in terms of running their routes. I don't know how that would get you the ball unless you're saying that you're not running the right routes. And maybe he's saying that as a vindication to him, as has everybody doing their job up front and on the back end in terms of running the routes. Sounds like he's talking about himself. So that's kind of worrisome, but we'll see as the season goes on and keep an eye on it, because I did notice that. I won't forget there was a play against the Bengals, and it did make me a little curious. And I don't know if you guys want to go back and watch this, if you guys want to see it. I remember thinking, like, during that game against the Bengals, like, he's not passing it to Travis Kelce that much. What's going on? I'll never forget there was an out route. Travis Kelce went like this and out, and he beat his defender. He was open. Patrick Mahomes didn't even look his way. He threw it to the check down immediately. Pocket was clean. I don't know the exact play, but I remember watching live, looking for Kelce, and he was open. And I was like, why didn't Patrick Mahomes throw the ball? That was weird. He was open. It would have been a first down. So that's what I got to say about that. Travis Kelce, let's read no, he'll handle moments of frustration. I'm not going to sit here and get frustrated about it. Kelce said, I used to get really, really pissed off and almost lose my cool a lot of the time for not having that success and knowing that I demand that out of myself. I mean, you're already that. You're super. I don't think there's anything to change there. I feel like that's always going to be you in those moments because, like, you're 30-something years old. You're already developed. This is who you are as a player. So I get, like, there's nothing to fix. It's just who you are, man. It's just who you are, dude. It's tough for me to deal with being mediocre or having stats that represent that. If that is the case, you're not going to be handled being washed. So if you are washed, I'm not saying he is, Tyler, but if he ends up being washed, and he is, he's not going to have a fun season. And he'll probably retire. If it's tough for him to deal with being mediocre and having stats that represent that, so far through 2 weeks, it's representing that. Injury or not. So he's probably frustrated then. But again, coming back to the title, this is such a misleading title. I hate it. I absolutely hate this. It's so misleading. I don't like that. I don't like it at all. All right. I'm so mad Patrick Mahomes threw the ball to him. It's double coverage. Did he throw to him in double coverage? Fuck it. Kelsey's out there somewhere. Got a moment. I'm so mad Patrick Mahomes threw the ball, and then I broke my phone screen. That sucks, dude. Yeah, I'm sorry about your phone screen, man. It could be worse. You could have broke your phone entirely. I guess if you break your screen, you gotta get it fixed. I don't know. Sucks. All right. Hey, yo, what the hell? Oh, to everyone who watches this later, or to everybody who's in this live that's not community, it's okay. But please hit that like button. It helps out the channel a lot, helps me out a lot. And I go live every single day. So if you don't feel like talking now and you're here, you can talk tomorrow or never talk at all. That's cool. But I just ask you to hit that like button, support me if you like the content. Appreciate it. All right. Coming back to it. Steelers DB laughed about Broncos' limited playbook for Bo Nix. We're just going to read this one line. We're not going to make this long. I got to get out of here. It's 2 minutes till the show is over. So let me go ahead and bring this up real quick. I'm just going to say this one line and react to it. If I can bring it up. There we go. Oh, stop that. Thank you. Boom. All right. Okay. So, James Palmer of Underdog Fans revealed on Steve Smith's new podcast early this week that Pittsburgh Steelers defensive backs laughed about Denver's limited playbook after a 13-6 win over the Broncos in Week 2. I was just in the Steelers locker room going against a rookie in Bo Nix in his second NFL start, Palmer said. After the game, I'm talking to Steelers corners, and they were sitting there laughing in the corner going, we knew the playbook was this big. Gestures, small fingers. We know they weren't going to take any shots, and we know what he likes to do. They're going to make it easy on him to go here and here, and that's all we had to worry about. That makes sense. I mean, that's kind of something you should assume in the first place with all these rookies, especially Jane Daniels. That's what they're doing. And the Commanders pretty much said the same thing, that Cameron Britt is just a college offense. It's the same thing with Bo Nix. What they're kind of doing is smart. You don't want to give him too much on his plate that he can't handle, and it loses confidence and everything. You need to do the plays that he loves to do. What's sad is that the defense knew all those plays. That's the shitty part. But everyone knows if you start a rookie year one, the playbook's this big. Everyone knows that. Everyone. I mean, it's very rare that a year one quarterback rookie comes in and can just take everything in like a vet. So this is just they're saying the quiet part out loud that everybody knows about rookie quarterbacks. So Denver does suck. They're absolute trash. They're not good. Bo Nix, by the way, needs a year, just like Bryce Young needed a year to kind of prove himself, see what he is. I think the rest of the quarterbacks do. What sucks for JJ McCarthy is that we're not going to see that he kind of gets a pass. JJ McCarthy does. So like if he starts next year, I understand that he's still in the meetings. He's still able to absorb some things, but we all know that live reps cannot be replicated. So the other quarterbacks next year, the rookie quarterbacks next year, are not going to get a pass like JJ McCarthy is going to. So prepare yourself for that. A lot of people are going to be like, either they're going to be bagging on JJ McCarthy, saying, "Oh, he's a second year, he should get it," and disregard his injury, or people are going to bring up the fact that, okay, he did miss a year, but the rest of these quarterbacks don't have an excuse. So, all right, so there's that. And then I'll talk about this tomorrow. I'll bring this up tomorrow as one of the stories because it's not going anywhere. It's not going to change. Aaron Rodgers explains odd sideline exchange with Robert Saleh during week 3 versus Patriots. That was the weirdest exchange ever. I was going to make it short, but I decided not to do it, and I was just going to do a live thing. But that is the weirdest. We'll go through it tomorrow, and I'm sure you guys heard of it. What the fuck? Nothing makes sense about either one. Their stories do not match. It does not match what Aaron Rodgers said in that moment where he pushed off Robert Saleh. It was God, I hate that dude. I so do not like Aaron Rodgers, bro. We all know Robert Saleh, who is a really good defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers, is not the real leader there. Let's be real. And it's sad. It's absolutely sad to see because he deserves better, man. He got pinned with that trade of Aaron Rodgers. He got pinned. And I don't like that. I hope we get him back. If Nick Sorensen doesn't work out and Robert Saleh gets fired, I hope we get him back. All right, so that is everything we talked about. That is all the things we're going to do today. We watched Callahan's presser. We were really impressed with Talanoa Hufanga's interview. The injuries, not worried. I'm not concerned. And again, I'm not concerned about the team either. A lot of other people are freaking out right now. And I urge you to not. Let me drink some water. 49ers fans, do not listen to any other 49ers content creators freaking out right now. Because now is not the time. And what I mean by that is there's no reason to. I get there's injuries, but the teams that we play this week and next week are supposed to be bottom tier teams where Brock Purdy should be able to handle these teams. They're decimated. The Patriots the next week who are decimated. And then we got the Rams who were decimated. We decimated the Jets. The Jets absolutely destroyed the Patriots. This is a get-right week for these 49ers players. I just ask you all, 49ers fans, to not freak out. And if you see a 49ers content creator freaking out, tell them to relax. Relax. Okay? It's just started. If Kittle, all right, if CMC was officially season ending, Debo season ending, Kittle season ending, all these players season ending, Ayuk doesn't get better, all that, then yeah, I'd be panicking. If that was the case right now, I'd be panicking. But that's not. These injuries, they're going to come back in a couple of weeks where we face better teams. Right now, we're facing two of the worst teams that we'll ever face all year. Now is the time to take players who are feeling injured who could play and rest them. Now is the time. So everyone taking these injuries way out of context. Like, they're not season ending. All right, so you know what I mean? All right, guys. Tyler Hilton, see what you got to say. Chiefs 3-0 incoming. Let's go. Possibly. Who you guys face? Who do you guys got? Chiefs schedule. The Chargers? Yeah, you guys get so fucking lucky. I swear to God. And I mean that in the sense of, oh, you guys play the Falcons. Sorry, I take that back. Still, you guys face the Falcons on Sunday night. Oh, Sunday Night Football. Okay. Against the Falcons. But against the Chargers, though, Justin Herbert has a high sprained ankle right now. He's going to suck. He's going to suck. So, because no player, from what I understand, based on doctors, just recovers from a high ankle sprain and just plays the next week. He's going to play through injury. So I forgot who the Chargers are playing. They're playing somebody big. And they get so fucking the Steelers. The Steelers that's who I was freaking out about. The Steelers constantly get fucking lucky. Okay. And what do I mean by that? Who do they play? Panthers. No, that's the Chargers. Hold on, Steelers. Let me tell you why. Steelers play the Falcons. Yeah, I guess the Falcons, they didn't score that many points against they looked a little iffy against the Eagles, but the Eagles also are looking a little bit questionable. Steelers beat the Falcons. Okay, you can give them that. But then they play the Broncos, who suck, and we all know they suck. We all knew the Steelers were going to beat the Broncos in that game. I'm pretty sure they were favorites. Okay. And then the next game, they play the Chargers, who their quarterback has a high ankle sprain. They are set up for another fluke season. Another fluke season from the Steelers, dude. They're going to make the playoffs again because they're playing a bunch of fucking weird, like the Broncos are bad. They're playing the Chargers with a high ankle sprain. I mean, what's next? They're going to play the Dallas Cowboys. Not Brock, but like, is Dak Prescott going to break his hand before they play? I swear to God, the Steelers are the luckiest team in the NFL when it comes to facing their opponents and what they have to face. It is so crazy to me. But also, you got to give credit. But before I say end here, TJ Watt is a beast, though. Absolute beast. It can be because week 1 games are not an indication of what that team's going to be. Let's be real. So it's very possible that Kirk Cousins coming back from Achilles injury just needed to get back under his feet, trust his legs again, because you could tell in week 1 he was not trusting his Achilles. He was throwing I can't remember where I watched this from, but he was throwing like with one leg and like bouncing off his Achilles foot, like trying to make sure like he doesn't step into it. But in this neck against the Eagles, he looked a lot better. He looked like he was actually standing in the pocket, throwing the ball, being confident again. So it's very possible it is a trap game. You're not wrong. Kansas City Chiefs versus Pittsburgh Steelers on Christmas Day. Believe it or not, I hate the Steelers so much. I want you to beat them. I fucking hate the Steelers, dude. They got to go. They got to go. They just need to go away. You know what? On the bright side, at least they're not going to win a Super Bowl with Mike Tomlin again. Okay? They're not going to do it again. Okay? They don't have a quarterback, and he didn't inherit a beast of a team. People may not like that, but that's how I feel about it. Anyway. All right. Hour in the show. Let's go and get out of here. Papa J, man. Awesome, brother. Good to see you, man. OG. Good to see you. Hope to see you tomorrow. Tyler Helton, again, best Chiefs fan out there. No doubt. No doubt. Milwaukee, good to see you, brother. And then there was another guy who came up in here. What's his name? Moon Man. Moon Man. Moon Man. Good to see you, brother. Hope to see you tomorrow. All right. So, to everybody who watches this video later, or live later, I should say, sub if you like the content. Like if you like the video, because it severely, like significantly helps me out. That would be awesome. And I'd be so appreciative of that. All love, fam. And I will see you next video. Blah!